So again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard. And this is a piece of chalk. This is a twice primed pale light turquoise canvas. This is my reservoir for paint. This is a scoop, not unlike a shovel, that I made out of a lipstick with a moisturizer and just cut off the end and taped around the back. So this is the right width for what I want to do. Now originally I was trying to think of how I could always get stripes, but no matter what colors I put into this container, I will always get stripes. It's just that I can't be insistent on getting the same stripes for every area. So what I'm going to do is give myself permission to put my colors in here completely, and I expect to use a good part of them. I'm just going to put them in like I would for any other scooped picture. This is an Anita's White Pearl. That was a purple neon from Folk Art that's a multi-surface. The blue, I'm not sure, was a cobalt. I think it had iridescent pearl fine medium in it from Golden. That is a blue enamel from the craft section. Enamels often will create cells. I think a little bit of that color shifting Folk Art green, minty green won't hurt anything because it's similar to what's in there already. This was an iridescent from Masterminds or Art Minds, I think it was, and they're not in business anymore, but the company was bought by Plaid, which makes Folk Art and a few other things. So we live in hope their colors may come back. I'm trying to pick colors that I think I would like that go well with this turquoise. I really want some stuff that's not in there too. I want some gold, but the gold that I'm going to use is probably going to be put down in a strip across the top. What else do I have? That is my Folk Art color shifting turquoise, similar to what we've got. Maybe a little more white in there because it looks good. But before that, color shifting green gold from Folk Art. And it kind of seems to me like I need a really dark color in there other than the blue. So I'm going to grab the dioxidine purple, which is right in front of me, but not... It's right here. Well, okay. We'll use the Prussian blue because it's similar. Let's see if it'll come out. I'm looking. Why am I not finding? There it is. Because it's right in front of you. And it's open. That's so cool. Yeah, that's what I needed. I needed something really dark. Now, I don't know how long before the colors become muddy because that orange in there is dangerous, to say the least. I'm going to put a little bit more of my favorites in there. I'm going to keep the gold out. And I don't need the Prussian blue right now, but I'm looking for that white again. Kind of think a little bit of yellow might be nice, but maybe I'll just settle for this, I call it Velveeta color. I think it's actually described as Dairy Lid Yellow, and it's got a plug in the top, which means I should shake it also. And blue and green, blue and orange are going to make green, so I better be careful. All right, this could take a minute, to say the least. I'm going to grab and wipe off the bottom of my canvas. And I'm going to it's going to take me some time, for sure. I'm not sure how important it is that I do anything that's regular because everything is going to get swiped unless it turns out that I can't control myself and I just decide I want to leave something. So I want to leave a gap. I don't think these need to be all at the same height. It has occurred to me as I apply them. But it's too late now to change that plan, so I guess another time. And once I have a row started, I can definitely go across and fill in somewhat evenly, which may or may not be an important point. But like I said, I am trying to leave a space down in between. And I'm trying to leave a space at the end here too. My intention is to put a row of color in there, but I'm not sure what color that's going to be yet. Definitely getting the stripes that I wanted. When I start to have something that looks too much the same, you see me switch to the other side. Back and forth. So we get a better variety of colors. It occurs to me this is just pretty cool right like it is. And it's taking a while, but I kind of thought it might. And as long as I keep being somewhat cautious, I'll probably get away with this. I know that the chalk is not a problem because tomorrow I can wipe it off, or today it will get swallowed. And I'm just going to keep going as long as I can. And this is going to be the major malfunction of how long this takes to do. But you know, if you like the pattern, it might be useful for you to just do what I do at any stage. Looks like I have already swallowed my center line. So it'll be what it'll be. What I don't like is doing this and then deciding that it looked better in the stage on its way to being done than it does when it's actually done. We're getting to the end of this. And it looks like I managed to even out the stripes, somewhat anyway. I'm sure somebody besides me will have fast forwarded by now. Looks like I'm still going to have a little bit of color left, but not as much as I could have. And it's a good thing it doesn't need to be even, because it's definitely not. This is sort of kind of how I did my checks the other day. Now, I'm going to cover that up, hopefully, with something easily found, like this sheet of plastic. It fits perfectly, wow! Alright, so now, what I want, really and truly, is to try the blue across the bottom. Just above the bottom on both sides. Which I could definitely put some of that pink enamel down there if I could lay my hands on it immediately. There it is. I got it. Cool. It's not open, of course. Let's have a quick excavation of the tip if I can. Which I need a sharper. Oh, nope, didn't get it. I need an actual point on my skewer, and they all have paint on them. There we go. I got it. And a quick shake. Now I want my gold. I think I want a double line of gold, which should, in theory, start to spread into itself. Now I could put the enamel just over where I want it. I think it's all going to meld no matter what I do. I don't expect there to be any turquoise left. Generally, I try and avoid overdosing with the enamel because that's a problem. Okay, so here goes nothing. Looks like I've got a nice little swipe card handy over here, and a dish, yes, and a dish to scrape it off into that already has some paint in it from earlier. Wow, I'm nervous. Okay, so I'm going to grab a thinner swipe card, and I am going to just start back and forth because I can right now. Lost my paint. Start again. Go down the other side. I'm not wiping off my card. Because it doesn't seem, I'm not picking up so much paint that I need to. And when I need to, I can flip it over. Ideally, I get gold cells, and I get to keep the colors that are stripy from the shovel. And if I'm lucky, some of the turquoise will pop through too, which is why I left the gaps. Except for that one spot where I got a drop. Oh well. I could have wiped that up before now. If I need some more enamel for the other side, I'll wipe it up. It's really good it's not super hot and sunny right at the moment, because I don't need paint drying any quicker than it already is. See if there's anything here. I can grab a little bit of paint on the edge of my card and make that work to fill in. I think I'm going to let that one be a little less wide right there so it sort of blends. This might take a minute for sure. I've got all that nice paint if I want to cover up my edges or my end. And I'm just going to dab a finger in there and move on. And I think I'm going to move on to the exact opposite other side. Not sure why that's there. Wipe my finger off. So I went over that twice. Let's hope that doesn't mess anything up. In theory, I pull the colors, but if they're not there like this, then I still get the pull from the gold and the black. That doesn't look right at all. So that must need something a lot thinner. And I'm going to cheat. And attempt to use a skewer and see how that works. And even if it just camouflages it, it'll still be something. It's still an experiment, so I need some more black, definitely. Just going to put it all the way across. If I dip the side of my card in, I can snag some paint sometimes and fill in a gap. I've got to put a little pressure on my card or I'm not getting any more paint. That's kind of strange. There we go, that's a little better. Still going to scrape that off. This is taking a while. Not everything's going to be even. This has got some symmetry, but not like what you'd expect. I'm trying to fool the eye as I go, and I think it's going to be okay. They're not going to be the same on both sides at all, but I get to keep some colors. I get to keep some turquoise, so it's all good. My dogs are hunting wabbit again. I hope they don't catch anything. I'm going to push back with all the leftover paint I have on my card. Let it go right down over the end, even if it doesn't completely cover, just so it adds the illusion of some paint. So far so good. That's kind of cool, I think. Yeah, I'm trying to fill in my cheat. I like the multicolors from the stripes. I like the little turquoise keyholes. You can't press on the front of the card and have it work, especially if it's like this card is and has some dry paint on it, because it's not smooth anymore. I like the anomalous weird shapes that aren't the same as the rest, which is not necessarily something I would expect from myself. That did not work at all. Okay, so I'm going to put a little more gold there. Flip my card over, put a little more black there too, and hope I can get all this done before paint decides to dry. That is not working, strangely enough. Alright, I'm just going to go down. I guess I really need the color from the stripes, even if I have to make it super wide there. Yes, I have twin dogs. One does not care for the other, and you just heard the reaction he had to his brother. And I'm sure his brother didn't do anything to deserve it either. Wow, those oranges are pretty cool over there. That's a lot of turquoise right there. So I'm just going to help it fill in a little bit. You can double swipe. I'm getting some nice cells. I know this might have seemed complicated, but it basically comes down to laying down your colors and then pulling through them. And anywhere you see it needs to be fixed, just fix it. You've got to pull back up the other way, and as long as you've got color, you can get away with it. So say I. There's more than enough paint on that card to help me camouflage my end pieces. And I don't necessarily care about having those turquoise bits in there. Probably should have left them because they'll probably be the same all the way across. Alright, one more section to go. Question is, do I want to just... Or can I steal some paint? You know what? I've got turquoise over there too, so the more random those patterns are, the cooler. I'm good. I'll be fine. I'll get over it. I know, I sound like I'm trying to convince myself, and I am. If you miss any little spots, you still got plenty of paint on that card. I haven't had to knock off almost, I've knocked off almost nothing in my little dish.